Dakara here and welcome back to my channel, and today we're on Buffy season 4 episode 10, and I want you to check out my new awesome merch. If you didn't see this one last time, this is I Hate This Stupid Show mug, as well as this new t-shirt. Need a reactor? In a bad mood? Better watch Dakara. Shout out to Butterfleaz to help me with this design, you absolute beauty. If you want to support these yourself, please click the merch link in the description of this video, and thank you to all those that have already purchased yours as well, so thank you so much, and remember to share them on social media because I would love to see them. Right, let's roll that intro and get stuck into this reaction. Here we go, guys.
A demonstration. Buffy Summers.
I hate this already. My anxiety is through the roof. I hate when lecturers do this.
A typical college girl, one assumes.
Assumes, yeah.
Lie down on my desk.
Come again?
You're perfectly safe.
She says, with her body language, saying, I'm putting a barrier between me and you. You're safe.
Riley, if you could oblige.
What is happening?
A demonstration, right?
Be a good boy.
That's a bit weird. What is happening? Am I missing something?
This feels very strange.
Don't worry. If I kiss you, it'll make the sun go down.
What? She's got to be dreaming. This is defo a dream. It has to be, because this is fucking weird. Is that the sun going down? It appears so. And then everyone disappears.
Fortune favors the brave. Do you hear that?
Freddy Krueger? Yeah, I hear it. Of course, it's a child singing.
The gentlemen are coming by, looking in windows, knocking on doors. They need to take 7 and they might take yours. You're gonna die screaming, but you won't be heard.
Jesus,
So I'll see you.
that took a freaking turn, didn't it? It started off real saucy and ended up with a nightmare.
Very discreet. Minimal drool. Oh, yay.
Yay for minimal drool.
Were you dreaming? It was kind of intense.
Intense. You seem so peaceful.
So I'll see you after Wicca group.
After
So
Wicca
tell me about your
group.
dream. As a...
Nice, Willow, nice.
Did I appear at all in this dream?
You might have done. You might have made an appearance.
Maybe more like a feature role.
What are you up to? She's just being a supportive friend.
What papers?
Papers?
We only have the final.
Yeah, no, late.
Stumbling over
late
your
papers.
lies now, I see. Because he's actually patrolling. Neat indeed.
Can't even shout, can't even cry. The gentlemen are coming by. It sounds vaguely familiar. Well, it could.
I was thinking that. It's going to be a
prophetic dreams. Whatever.
Because Buffy's dreams usually mean something's coming.
The gentlemen. Group of what?
He's just walking about now.
We're out of Weetabix.
We are out of Weetabix because you ate it all. Again.
Well, how could you say I'm using you?
You don't care about what I think. You don't ask about my day.
You really did turn into a real girl, didn't you?
See?
Oh, Xander.
You don't care about me at all.
I care about you.
How much?
We spend... We'll talk about it later.
It's not a difficult question, Xander, unless you don't want to upset her with the truth.
If you don't know how I feel about...
I don't. All you care about is lots of orgasms.
Okay. Mom said you wanted me to swing by.
I need you to take Spike for a few days.
What?
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 I have a friend who's coming to town, and I'd like us to be alone.
Oh, you mean an orgasm friend?
Yes, that's exactly the most appalling thing you could have said.
If he says me, he's gonna get tied up again.
A romantic
I'm not
evening?
having these two shag while I'm tied to a chair 3
That's
feet
not
away.
exactly one of my fantasies either.
Kids. That's what he's thinking there. He's like, kids.
Sisters to the moon,
Oh, this is a Wicca group. Okay.
through the waterfall of power.
She's not feeling this, is she?
I think we should have a bake sale.
I don't know. The most important thing is the Gaia newsletter. We need to get the message of blessing out to the sisters.
But there's also other stuff that we might show an interest in as a Wicca group.
Like what?
Well, there's the wacky notion of spells. You know, conjuring, transmutation.
Then we could all get on our broomsticks.
Well, what else is a Wicca gonna be?
I think that
one person's energy can...
She got cut off.
Tara, guys, quiet. Do you have a suggestion?
Oh. They belittled her. They seem a bit catty, them. I'm getting flashbacks to Harmony in the group.
No actual witches in your witch group.
Nowadays, every girl with a henna tattoo and a spice rack thinks she's a sister to the Dark One.
What?
I'd just like to float something bigger than a pencil someday.
Oh, she looks sick in that outfit, you know? I like her style this season.
You seem pretty snuggly after class.
Snuggly.
We almost, but...
Well, get with it. I need my vicarious smoochies.
I get nervous and I start babbling, and he starts babbling, and it's a babble fest.
I mean, that's true every time.
I have to lie. A Slayer thing comes up one way or another. I wish I could just come clean.
I think he feels the same.
Yeah, I know I can. Riley Finn.
Initiative vocal code match complete.
Oh, vocal matches, okay.
It's just while I'm sleeping.
Like I'd bite you anyway.
Sander, don't you care about me?
I love him.
Talk.
Shut up.
Sander.
Shut up!
Olivia.
Hello. I love that name so much. If Grayson was going to be a girl, he was going to be called Olivia.
That's enough small talk, don't you think?
Jesus, straight into it. Glasses are off, pants come down. So this is what Buffy saw in a dream, innit? That scary thing. It's going to be that. And he just goes for the kids. And old people. Uh-oh. No, anyone is fair game. Surely not. Surely not. No, what is this? And he's locking it within a box? It's a visual that's going to stay with me for a while. Do you feel different? Uh-oh. Red flag number 1. Look at her PJs! I couldn't love her more. What, the entire town? Even vampires? Oh yeah, that's gonna work, yeah. You can't speak, ring someone. Cracking idea. Just bang it on this. He could have at least... And then how do they explain this when no one can talk? Like, it would be worldwide news, you know?
Vocal code not accepted. Please state your name for vocal identification.
Oh, of course. I didn't even think.
Vocal code not accepted. Lethal countermeasures engaged.
Again, how are they going to explain that to people, you know? How is it not all over the news? This always happens, doesn't it? Someone's so quick on their feet to think of a business idea in times of trouble like that. It was the same with Rona, with the hand sanitizer.
Apparently, the entire town
Oh,
has
okay.
been quarantined due to an epidemic
Well, that shut me right up, didn't it?
of laryngitis. It's
They're gonna blame this on laryngitis.
Because there will be chaos. You will help keep order. We are looking into it. Go.
A laryngitis outbreak that literally affects every single individual. Now they don't need to babble. They can just get to the kissing. Or saving people, you know that too. Kissing. Normal. Laryngitis has really gone up a gear. They're in straitjackets? Not at all. Oh my god, I cannot with these ones. These are a no from me. She was acting a bit odd before. What's going on with you, Olivia? Oh my god! Oh my Jesus. I'd be like, oh. Pain. Guys, I can't. They're like a demonic Uncle Fester. I hate it. Guys, what's that? It's 214, is it? Oh no, is it lower than that? Oh no, it's just a random person. You're the chosen one by these creepers. Oh, it's a literal nightmare. Needing help and not being able to scream. It's going to be bad enough me seeing this now. If I would have watched this in my youth, I wouldn't. No more sleep for me. Of course, you've got a doctor's bag as well. With a scalpel in it. Great. What's you want? His heart? His throat? His heart. They've already killed 3 already. Slow down a bit. Oh my god. That's why certain people are crying, because they've lost ones that they love. Oh, of course, she's an artiste. Let's go. Get to your books, Giles. Fairy tales? It's not a fairy tale I've heard of, I don't think. Handy the school being shut so they can do this. Wrong way, lad. Wrong way. Fairy tale monsters. What do they want? Ooh, ooh! Hearts! They want hearts! Anya with a popcorn. I love her. Then Stabby Town. Ha! Ah! They need 7. They have at least 2. They've got 3. Just so you know, Giles, they've got 3. Ah, yes, that makes more sense. In the tales, no sword can kill them. But the princess screamed once and they died. Oh, so you can't use a recording. Get someone from out of town. Get Joyce in. Joyce, love, have you been away? Because if so, and you've still got your voice, we need you. Surely they know. Get Cordy in, Angel, whoever. You just ring them. Oh, you can't ring because they've got no voice. You would just email them and say, look, love, we need your voice for a sec. Come on down. Cordy is a great screamer as well. Well spotted. I wonder if Buffy's going to spot Riley tonight and the truth will be out there. They keep showing this chick. She put a spell. Is this part of her spells? Has she brought these on? I mean, she doesn't look like the sort, to be honest. Oh, she nearly face planted then. No, Gail. She's dead. You do be dead. Say goodbye to your heart. Imagine seeing that floating towards you. I just can't. It's giving me chills and like not the good ones. They ain't opening the door for you. Oh my God, keep running. Run! Oh, 219 she's in? I thought it was 214, my bad. Please be careful, Willow. I mean, I want you to help her, but also there's crazy things out there. Oh! It wasn't actually a dorm room. This is the weirdest episode because there's just no dialogue. No dialogue, yet I'm fully invested. They know now. They freaking know now. Chills. And finally the good ones as well. This is how I envision myself looking when I'm in body combat. The reality, very different. Come on now, fellas. He's gonna think that Anya's dead. Oh, so you do care about her. Spike didn't even fight back then. So he can't give any sort of emotion, any rage or anything. Mind you, he can because he gave fear when he was in the chair, didn't he? Is she holding her there? Why is she holding her? Did she get hurt? Oh, she did. She's hurt her leg, guys. How you should? Oh, her ankle. I know that pain. Come on, you've got this. You've got this. Oh, they can do it together. Okay. Oh my God, they're a power team. I'm saying nothing. They definitely had a moment though, then, didn't they? They definitely had a moment. I just can't with these monsters, like. What a move. These are a power couple as well. What is happening? Yeah, she needs to lift the lid on them. No, she didn't mean that. That's the one. That's the one. Imagine if they didn't get their own voices. Go on, girl. It's exploded. I thought she was just going to go for like a higher octave scream, you know?
I thought maybe we could do a spell. You're different than them.
She is.
How long have you been practicing?
Always?
Oh, so she's going to be powerful.
I don't have much in the way of power.
Yes, you do.
Spells going awry, friends in danger.
So you turned a friend into a rat once. It's fine. They're having a thing, aren't they?
So everything you told me was true?
I wasn't actually one of the original members of Pink Floyd, but by the monster stuff, yes.
Scary.
Too scary?
I don't know.
Oh, she's scared of being around Giles now. Oh, look at that look on his face. I can't.
Hi.
Hello. So you do be patrolling, like me. What's your deal?
I guess we have to talk.
Are American dorm rooms like these then? Because this is nothing like my dorm room at uni when I was there. Oh, there's not much babbling going on now. Very awkward. Very awkward indeed. Oh, and it just ends. Shit. Well, I guess that was that. Do you know what? Considering the majority of this episode had zero dialogue in it, I freaking loved it. Genuinely loved it. Like, it had me invested 100%. I think that obviously the monsters were creepy AF. Like, wasn't vibing with those. But what they brought and stuff was a lot to the episode, because it allowed us to see emotions without words and like hone in on those as well. We had the big reveal with Buffy and Riley because of it as well, because they both had to be out patrolling at that time to sort this monster out, and obviously no one else was available to help that. It also brought along this new relationship with Willow and another witch. Let me go back and just double check that name because I don't want to piss people off. Tara as well. So I'm not being an idiot there. There was sparks between them, right? It seemed like that's the route that they were going down. They held hands for way longer than was needed. There was a lot of coy smiles at each other. But yeah, we'll see where that goes. I mean, we did have Faith and Buffy with the sparks between them. And I don't care what you say, Faith was clearly into Buffy, wasn't she? I don't think you can really deny that. And obviously they had the jokes and stuff between Buffy and Faith, but nothing solid came of that. Like, there was no relationship or anything explored further. So if they decide that Willow and Tara are gonna become a thing and they explore that on the show, amazing. And I would assume it would be one of the first of that time, because what is this, like the 90s or whatever? I can't imagine a load of shows showing LGBTQIA plus storylines on their shows, because I do remember, like, back in the day, a soap in the UK, I don't know if it was Corrie or EastEnders or one of the main soaps, and they had a lesbian storyline in it, and everyone just freaked out over it. And obviously in today's world, it's been no big thing really. I mean, thank the Lord that we're actually opening our minds and accepting everyone. Obviously there's ways to go. I'm not saying it's perfect or anything like that, but when it's shown on TV, it's not that big of a thing. So if they do go down that route, I would be really happy about it, I must say. And while we're on the topic of Tara as well, obviously we've only seen her for a brief moment. The things that stood out for me is she seemed extremely shy. She seems very nervous and on edge. She struggles being heard, and that's probably, you know, what triggers the nerves and the shyness anyway. Like the group that she was in weren't taking her seriously at all. And she's zoned in on Willow being different to them and held on to that. And luckily it's paid off because Willow is the sweetest being in all of the world. I do hope that she's gonna be a good Wicca. I just get nervous when it comes to relationships anyway. When new characters are introduced, it scares me because I wanted Oz to be like everything for me. Like, he just seemed like the perfect guy, and then he ended up being a werewolf, and then he ended up cheating on Willow. So I do, obviously I still love Oz, don't get me wrong. He did make a mistake. But my point is, even when they show characters that are extremely good, they can still, you know, have weaknesses and make mistakes. Again, it's what makes it relatable, and it's why I love this show so much. But it makes me nervous at the same time. I loved Jenny Calendar, and then I was like, shit, she's been holding a big secret there. Obviously, again, still love her, but I'm guessing this chick's gonna have layers as well. So I'm excited to find those layers out. But again, my guard is up, especially when it comes to Willow, just because you guys know how much I love her. We'll watch this space. Just please don't be evil. And we know she's a witch as well. And this is why I'm inclined to like this off first impressions, because Willow loves her Wicca side and she never really gets to explore it or own that side of herself. Very much hidden, and she thought that this group would open up, you know, see her horizons and her skills, and it just never ended up that way because they were all, you know, fake witches. So maybe having this new character that has been practicing from when she was a youngster and her mum was also a witch, it can bring that side out of Willow. And I think that can only do Willow good as well, and accept that side of herself so much more. Because like she said, she's like, oh no, I'm not a powerful witch. No, everything ends up, you know, soup or whatever. But it's still not true. She's extremely strong. It's just that she's not had the people around her to embrace that side of her yet, you know? Another thing I want to touch upon in this one was Giles and Olivia. So Giles, I feel, has had it rough this season. He hasn't really had a place, because when he lost his role as the Watcher and he stepped down from the council, he's sort of been doing his own thing. And obviously the Scoobs are growing up now, they're in college, and he's wanting to be a part of their lives but not wanting to invade their lives, and he's in like a bit of a grey area. He can't really find himself. And then he met obviously Olivia, and he's been exploring things with her, a lot of things. And you could see that he was getting happy, you know, he was getting content. And then all the monster stuff come up and she's scared now. And he's probably scared himself that he's going to end up alone because of this. It was hard to watch that. That look that he gave stayed with me a bit there. I do want to talk about Xander and Anya as well. Anya, I think she's brilliant because she has no filter. She's very Cordy-esque in that way. Like, she thinks something and it just comes out of her mouth. She doesn't understand social etiquette or anything like that. And I think it's just really pure when she's on our screens and when she's really expressing her feelings and emotions, mainly because she's so unused to having them, being a demon for so many years, and then now becoming human. She's like, oh, I hate that I feel like this, but I do, so I'm just gonna tell you how I feel. And the thing with Xander was, I feel as though he had a barrier up. He didn't want to tell her how he felt. I don't know why, for whatever reason. Maybe it's past mistakes or past issues that he's had relationship wise, but he didn't want to tell her. Or maybe he didn't even realize how much he liked her until Spike bit her, you know, what he thought happened. And then he just went in. He was smacking the absolute crap out of him. And then Anya realized, like, oh, so you do love me. Because if you didn't care at all, why would you be doing that? And yes, I think that it would have been better for Xander to express himself earlier, but better late than never. I didn't like his line about, oh, you're turning into a real girl. Like, stuff like that does bother me with Xander, but it happens as well. You do get lads that think like that and say those things. So at least, you know, they're exploring it on TV. They're not glorifying it either. It's just is what it is type of thing. But yeah, it's tiresome to hear. And I think that the good thing about the show is that they show the females standing up to that as well. It's like Anya was like, nah, don't say that to me. Instead of her like, you know, cowering or just being agreeable. So I do like that as well. And let's hope that the two of them can just grow from this, you know? Maybe Xander can be a bit more accepting of how he feels or aware of how he feels moving forward. Another thing I want to talk about before we end this one is the dream sequence. So when this started, I was like, what is going on? But also, when it comes to dreams and Buffy, I know that they typically end up being more than just, you know, your standard dreams. So I was taking things in more than I would usually. So one thing I noticed was Professor Walsh said, you would assume that she's just your average girl. And yeah, I joked saying you would assume. But really, that was her realizing that, well, I don't know if Buffy has zoned in on that, but I did, obviously looking from the outside looking in, that Riley was going to find out about what Buffy is, and then for Professor Walsh will find out, and it may end up being a bit of a thing. Obviously they had that like heated kiss, which was very heated, by the way. It did feel awkward just because the whole class was there and I didn't know what was going on, but the kiss itself was, you know, decent. But then when he kissed her and the sun went down and everyone disappeared, these creatures came into it. The singing, at first I thought it was a younger version of Buffy holding the box and stuff, which again, it could have been, or it could have been the young girl that was killed and her heart was taken. And when she obviously had the dream and then told Giles about it, I love that Giles was like, right, it could just be, you know, a hidden memory from your childhood or whatever, but it also could mean more. And because of that, I'm gonna research it. And I just love that he always backs her when it comes to things like that, and he's not just like, girl, you crazy, just chill. So yeah, I like the whole dream sequence, and I like the touches and how they go about dream sequences as well. Like there's always little subtleties in there that mean more than what you would appear at first glance, or yeah, I'm not explaining myself very well, but I know what I mean in my head. I do wonder what's going to happen now with Riley and Buffy, because they had that like awkward moment at the end where they didn't really know how to talk to one another. They clearly have chemistry and the lust factor is there, but I feel like it's so much more than that. It could grow into something special because they are both, you know, fighters of monsters, but there's also that other side where their views will clash. So experimenting on these monsters is a no-go in Buffy's eyes, I would imagine, because she's very much like, I'm going to slay them and then move on. But then there's also the issue of Spike, and they've done something to Spike. They've stopped him from physically feeding off people, and then Buffy might find that out and say, actually, could that be good? Could that make my job easier and helping more people? Or would she think, no, you're just keeping vampires around until they die out when I could just slay them and get the job done quicker? I don't know. It's very confusing, and there's probably a lot more politics in there than you would think. I'm excited to find out, really excited to find out. I've enjoyed this episode so much, guys. Like someone made me laugh actually in one of my comments on Patreon, and they were like, it took me a while to realize if you were enjoying something or not. And I'm sorry for that. I genuinely am sorry for that. But if my face is focused, I guess at times, and that might come across like I'm not enjoying it, but I genuinely am. I tend to go from one extreme to the other. But you trust me when I say you will know if I'm bored. Like, my concentration will be off, I just won't be feeling it, and therefore I would stop with the reactions. So if these videos keep coming out, which they will because I'm obsessed, guys, then you know that I'm loving it. If I stop a show, you'll know that my interest has gone elsewhere. So hopefully that gives you guys a bit of reassurance there. And again, I'm sorry if my British ways are getting in the way of my reaction side of things, but I'm loving it, guys, trust me. Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed my reaction. If you did, give it a cheeky thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you'd like to, but as always, there is no pressure here. Links in the description, and I hope to see you for the next one. Bye, guys. And now time for another comment from the DAC pack, and today's is by the lovely Gabe Morales, and they say, the humour in this episode was top notch. It's one of my favourite episodes of the entire series. Spike, the inhuman pincushion, never fails to make me laugh. A bear! You made a bear! I didn't mean to. Undo it, undo it. A lot of quotable bits in this episode. All I kept thinking with when Xander just had to spill the beans that Angel was there was, you dumbass. Lol. Couldn't agree more, Gabe. I loved that episode. Seeing Spike just with arrows for him made me laugh so hard. And then when he was screaming, undo it, like you say, comedy gold. I freaking love it. I hope you're enjoying the reactions as well. Thank you so much for leaving your comments. And yeah, thanks for supporting over on Patreon. If you would like to join me over on Patreon, please click the link in the description of this video and come join the DAC pack. Much love to all of you guys, and I hope to see you for the next one.